All right, I'm going to talk about the pastor in Minnesota, and I believe it was the Twin Cities Church, so forgive me if I didn't get the church name right. But so Pastor David Easterwood, who also happens to be a field director for ICE and is responsible for overseeing and signing a lot of these orders for deportation of, what they're calling illegal immigrants. But we all know that it's not just people who are illegally here in the country. We've had U.S. citizens been swept up and caught up in these raids, and regardless of the status of these people, ICE has not been listening or even willing to look at the person's passport or documentation or whatever the case may be. And they've also deported people, and Kristi Noem has come out and said that, yes, it doesn't matter if you are legally here in the country or allowed to stay in the country while you're waiting on your immigration hearing. We're canceling all of that effective immediately, and we're going to round you up and we're going to deport you. So, which I totally disagree with. And the manner that they're going about doing this, I think, is just totally inhumane. Look, Jesus was a refugee, and we know what the Bible says about welcoming a stranger into the land. But anyway, let's get back to Pastor Dave Easterwood. And people have asked me what I feel about this situation. Can you be a pastor and also work for ICE? Look, I also used to be a law enforcement officer. So I was a police officer. I carried out my duties faithfully, but I never did anything unethical. And I've even refused to arrest someone because I felt like we did not have the justification to do it. And I challenged my leadership on that. Now that's me, okay? But the way ICE is going about doing things is totally unlawful in my opinion, and totally inhumane, as I stated before. So the crux of the question, can you be a pastor and then also be a deputy director of ICE? In this particular situation, I feel like there is a conflict of interest there. Well, why do I say that? I say that because with what's going on in Minnesota and other states across this great nation, people are being terrorized. People are going to pastors or men of the cloth for counseling, for consultation, and looking for wisdom and guidance as to what to do.